How did you all meet?
Internet.
Yeah, Ted and I were message board buddies for a long time, and then Maddie hopped in a few years ago. Ted says we met when we were teenagers. I didn't actually physically meet him till last year, so...
That's true.
Yeah, we finally got to all be at the same Comic-Con last year, and I found out Ted is a lot shorter than I expected him to be. So.
Driver's license says 5'8". I think that's generous.
I think so, too, yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to another Watchtower Database exclusive interview. We have with us a very unique guest, someone you might not have ever expected to see on the channel, Dina Sherman. She is the voice of Emmy-Lou Brown. She's somewhere on her screen there. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, Emmy-Lou Brown from Critters, everybody. Thank you.
Best episode.
Yes. She's also Tina, who you may remember from the episode Superman's Pal. It's like Metallo's girlfriend, I guess.
I am into metal.
Yeah, so hey Dina, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
This is so much fun. I mean, we've been in communication for a little bit, and to actually see your faces is kind of, you're human.
Yeah, we're more than just emails.
It's a big surprise.
Letters.
You're human as well. You're someone that we've listened to on TV throughout our lives. Critters is one of my most replayed Batman episodes.
I think Critters is the only episode that we've specifically done commentary for on our YouTube channel.
Really? Well, I can't understand why. Well, I am nothing like her. I'm really not from the South, and I am definitely not able to heft a cow.
Yeah.
Or pick up, was it the detectives guy or whatever?
Yep.
I'm not allowed to do it anymore because, we're supposed to grain feed the pigs.
Oh, see, I was thinking it was a social distancing thing. You just can't pick people up right now in this time.
Rules are meant to be broken.
Fair enough. You are a villain.
Well, I won't wear a mask when I lift them up, and that makes me really bad.
I get to wear a midriff, I think, and booty shorts, but whatever you want to do, I guess.
I have no fabric left to make a mask.
Bringing you on here in the first place was kind of a weird story because I just did my Twitch stream for the week. I mentioned that I got to get off by 2:30 so that I can get ready for our Zoom call. We're doing another interview with one of the voice actors from the shows. People were trying to guess who it was, and I was like, you're not going to guess. I promise you, like, even if you kept going through IMDb, like, we got you on here because I think you were talking to Dan Reba on LinkedIn. Is that true? And you wanted to get clips of your episodes for, like, a demo reel.
I played Sherlock Holmes.
Right.
Who was on the episode with me? Found Dan and reached out. What a lovely, lovely man.
Mm-hmm.
Dan's fantastic.
Oh my God, I know exactly who can help you. Reach out to my friend James. I'm sure he'll help out. And sure enough, you did. You got me the 2 episodes, my DC episodes.
Critters is like Maddie's favorite episode.
Legitimately, it is. And I see you laughing as if you don't understand why.
Well, before we get too deep into the DC animated universe, Dina, tell us about how you got into voice acting.
The short version of it is I was doing on-camera work beforehand, and I was at a casting director workshop. In front of everybody, he's like, Dina, I need you to call my office tomorrow. And everyone's like, oh my God, And I called his office, and he goes, I need you to contact my friend Jeff Danis at ICM. I think you're good for voiceovers. You should do cartoons. Okay. I mean, at the time, Roger Messina was doing these huge live-action feature films. He was really well-known, and I was so happy to be in his. But he didn't want me. He wanted me to go do another part of the business, which worked out just fine. You guys would appreciate this, so I will share this story. Back in high school, the speech and debate team? What you probably don't know is the speech and debate team also had other divisions, like humorous and dramatic interpretation.
Of all the geeky clubs, that's like the one I was never in. So you can tell me all about it.
The idea of memorizing 10 minutes of a published piece and performing it, that sounded kind of fun. The first one I did was Diary of Anne Frank, and I ended up going to state nationals with that. I then did Arsenic on Old Lace, and I did 5 of the characters. And it was so fun to develop all the different characters for these. The pieces were 10 minutes long. If you went over, you got docked points. So I needed to practice that whatever I did had to be 10 minutes. You have leave-in conditioner, right? Where you wash your hair and you put the leave-in conditioner in. Women do this. Stay in, turn the water off, stand in the shower, let this thing sit, do my whole piece, and then rinse it out. What I didn't know is that my younger brothers thought I had people in the bathroom with me. And they started complaining to my parents. And then when my parents were like, no, she's by herself, then they thought I was crazy.
Yeah, schizophrenic now, yeah. Dina's got boys in the bathroom again.
She's got this old ladies in there, and they thought something was seriously, my kids do too, but.
Can I test out this, rabbit character? Is this doing it for you?
They're my harshest critics, absolutely. But the best, oh my gosh. As the parent, and you will get this, James, that point where your kid says, Mom or Dad, don't embarrass me. Oh my God, that's embarrassing you? Really? Because I can get a lot bigger and really, we're sorry. He's in there, so I have to be.
Critters has become kind of a gag with our YouTube channel because, it's my favorite episode of the entire animated universe. For a lot of people, it doesn't have, the same lighthearted affinity, I guess. But was there a sense on set of oh my God, this is just ridiculous and silly, or was it more along the lines of any other kind of recording that session you've been a part of?
I know how I know what the answer is, but I don't know how gentle to make it.
We're ruined. The show. No one will watch it anymore.
That episode, I think because there wasn't a lot of interaction with the main cast. I was, I think, by myself on it. However, I don't know if you know this, but when you record cartoons, the voices are done first. So we'll sometimes see beautifully done storyboards, and then we have the script, the dialogue or whatever, and it's animated, what I call the country called overseas. Yeah. That's that country called overseas. Yeah. It's a huge country, and all they do there is draw. We lay down the voice tracks and then they draw to it or they animate to it. And sometimes the script will change a little bit. Totally, to this day, remember coming in for pickup lines. They put my character up on the screen. I could see it now. And I went, oh my God, check me out. I'm huge. They had to wait because I just could not believe. I don't know if you can tell from my miniature set behind me, but I'm as big as a minute.
You're as tall as Ted.
No. There was a series I was on. It's an anime series called Moncoli Nights. We did 52 episodes. It was really, I love the series. My character plays a henchman, and I loved Gluko because she just, they'd get captured or stuck in a cave, and she goes, oh, look. The walls of the cave match my nail polish. Say the craziest things. Yeah. At the end of every single episode, the bad guy's ship would always get blown up, and the bad guy would be like, not now, Gluko, and then it would be this huge mushroom cloud. The director and I decided early on that we would have a good time with this. All the odd shows, I'd scream with everybody else because we were getting blown up. And all the even shows, I'd giggle. Thing would blow up and I'm like,
There's a YouTube channel, I'm sure, somewhere out there of that do deep dives into that show, and they'll be like, ooh, a new piece of trivia I have to add to the... Do you remember which of the two episodes you recorded first? Did you get to play Emmy-Lou first or Tina, and did either of them get you the job on the other one?
I think I did the farmer's daughter first. Then I did Superman's pal. And what was lovely about Superman's pal was that one was a group session. Okay. And I sat next to Dana Delaney. 2 seats down, I think, was Tim. Just past him was Malcolm McDowell.
To be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, I was buzzing. I'm just remembering the first time I worked with Mark Hamill. I got so much, I didn't get in a ton of trouble, but I made the biggest faux pas. It was a pilot for Hasbro called Rock City Road Crew. I was a front-loading bobcat. And I was a little guy, the new kid on the block. The old curmudgeon dump truck, I think it was Mark Hamill. He was running late, and so we were all waiting, and we're all sitting kibitzing, talking, whatever, it's all good. The producers, push the button. They're like, I just got word Mark Hamill is going to be here any minute. And so I go, oh, what did he have trouble finding parking in the docking bay? And everyone goes, oh. That's your last one. Do not say anything about Star Wars again. Verbally, psh. And I was like, okay. And he came in and sat down next to me. Nicest man. But he didn't want to be known at that point. The first 3 episodes, which were 4, 5, and 6, over and done. And he was more proud of his work as the Joker and his other cartoons than he didn't want to talk about that. He wanted to be known for what he was doing currently, not what he had done in the past.
We have a little series called Casting Call where we do deep dives into voice actors who worked on these cartoons. The Mark Hamill episode was difficult to write just because there was so much stuff.
Yeah, and you're gonna have all the fans that are like, you forgot This
right.
one small. Well, I don't think we talked about the truck show that he was on. You know?
I think
Roxy didn't make it.
Critters, you were Emmy-Lou Brown, who I used to think it was Emmy-Lou. I don't know if that's like a Mandela effect.
That's because
thing.
Ted doesn't say words right.
Maybe a little more memorable than Superman's pal, but which character did you personally have more fun playing? Emmy-Lou or Tina?
They're different. I mean, Emmy-Lou, to record it wasn't a lot of material. You know, it was just very easy, you know. Recording Tina, I mean, I was with amazing people. I mean, that whole experience was just amazing. I kind of like playing, you know, the bad girl sometimes. It gets hard playing all the innocent little girls when, you know, they can be kind of mean.
There's a shot in one of your Tina scenes, some sort of like spin kick that she's doing against Jimmy Olsen at the end. They're like fighting in the RV. The shot of her kicking is like repeated, like it shows her winding up for the kick and then cuts to Jimmy like, oh, what am I gonna do? Oh, I better slowly grab this chair and put it in front of me. And then it shows the shot of her winding up again, and then she finally follows through with the kick. And that whole time your voice is going, to get ready for the at the end, and I'm just like, Jesus, like that must have been an ADR thing to like, this is really long, Dina, please just hold out the thing as long as you can.
David Kaufman, Jimmy Olsen, didn't feel a thing. I've been doing this, you know, a while. ADR dubbing, which that wasn't, but for video games, usually, you know, you have to match the lip flaps and get the dialogue in to go. And there's a whole skill to that. Not often I get surprised anymore, but technology, man. I went into the booth, it had the script up on a screen. The other screen did not have the actual characters. They just had the little voice sound frames.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say it was only the mouths.
No, only the mouth. They had on the page the dialogue that you had to speak. In this case, it was a Korean thing as a video game. Please forgive me, anybody who speaks Korean. I'm going to fake it right now. Please don't take offense. The voice would be like, and I look at the dialogue and it's like, okay, that's it. From this time forward, you guys are going to die.
Yeah, just way too much,
Sometimes it was overwritten and sometimes it was way underwritten, so you had to really learn to stretch. Well, actually, if you look on my website, you'll see where it says demo reels. You'll see these reel-to-reel tapes.
Yeah.
Those are my actual first demo tapes. I worked on Digimon for a long time. They actually was on reel-to-reel, and you watch them literally tape it down, take a razor blade, cut it, tape it back, and then feed it through again. It's amazing how far it's come from that to the digital world to literally we are just going to move frames. Crazy. It's a lot easier now than it was then.
I feel like I should have picked up some Korean just because I was working with a Korean family on a Korean food truck before this whole pandemic started. But I'm a vegetarian, so I wasn't able to eat like a lot of the stuff that we cooked.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, Emmy-Lou is like a forbidden delight, being that she's into beef.
Oh, there we go. Okay. That's why he likes the episode so much, isn't it? Is there a type of character that you've not gotten to play that you've had in your back pocket, but there's no actual character that gets associated with it yet?
I would really, really love to play, you know, the really bad villain. I mean, there's just so many women that had that. There's a little bit more depth to their voices.
Why haven't we had a Dina Sherman Harley Quinn? There's been so many Harley Quinns. This seems like a perfect
But I don't
pairing.
know why, you guys. I totally have, but what can I tell you?
Yeah, see, there you go.
There's some amazing women that have played those roles, and I will never compete with
I think
them.
James is just trying to tell you to talent snipe Tara Strong. Just take any of her roles.
Tara Strong, Grey Delisle, there's all these, actresses that are doing everything. We should have more Dina Sherman balance in the scales, I think.
Absolutely. Wait, what? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, let me say it a little louder for the casting directors in the back. So anyway, you've worked on Digimon, Card Captors, Bleach, you were on for a long time.
Yachiru Kasajishi.
I wasn't going to attempt to say it, so I'm glad that you did. Are you drawn to anime, or is it just kind of what you end up getting cast in because you continue to be part of it?
It's a different skill set. It's a multi-brain thing, because any ADR, they'll do the beeps. You guys know about the beeps?
Yeah, we know.
You know?
I don't. No, explain the beeps.
That's the beeps.
You
It's
don't?
a countdown, Ted.
Okay.
They set it up so that you can start when the mouse starts to move. So you have to be listening for that. You have the screen going in front of you with all the action happening. And in front of you is the dialogue, which you're sight reading. You don't necessarily get to have that ahead of time, all at the same time. I enjoy anime, but I definitely have done a lot more than just that. Do you guys know what the Annie Awards are? Mm-hmm. I'm the live announcer.
Oh, okay.
I like to think I get to play in a lot of sandboxes.
Yeah.
I've done video games and first-generation cartoons, dubbing, ADR.
Playing Hot Woman on Charmed.
Yeah.
I know. One of my favorite names. I actually, the top that they had me wardrobe, I'm like, can I buy this off you?
I really feel like Hot Woman while I'm wearing this.
I do.
All this stuff that you're talking about with the different terminology that you're asking us, oh, you guys know what this is. What is a first generation cartoon?
First generation meaning it was first generated in the United States and in English.
Okay. Maybe the anime crossover here with you has brought that out. Because, I've not heard that from other people we've talked to, so I've been trying to keep up with that one. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, no. My husband's really smart, electrical engineer from Cornell. And they'll say terminology and I'm like, okay. Right now he's working on charging stations for electric cars.
I know what a car is, okay?
I know what a car, and I know what a plug is. Is it the one with the ripcord or the twisty nut and the key? I'm so old. You didn't have the little racers that had it's like a long stick and there's bumps along one side. And you put it in and you pulled it out and the car took off?
Yeah.
I know I had Beyblades that
That's
did
the same
that.
concept, yes.
Oh, sweetie. You're just the cutest. A lot of stuff we do, we're under NDA, non-disclosure agreements. Mm-hmm. This was just a few months ago. It was during the pandemic.
Don't talk about Star Wars.
I know, whoops. It took 3 days. And I was in 3 different studios, but they're all cleaned and I'm by myself. Actually, the producer, the director, and the client were all, I think, Skyped. So they were literally voices in my head. And they were going on and on about the game and my characters, super great. It's going to drop soon. We can't wait for it to come out. And I took some pictures and I'm very careful when I'm in the booth not to take anything that shows the character or the script, just kind of the microphone and kind of an angle that's kind of interesting. Kind of like Ted, that angle right there.
He's got it
coming
down.
in. I posted on, social media. Yeah, I'm so excited about this game coming out. And I got a call from my agent. The client had seen it. They said it's against NDA policy, take it down. I didn't get fined, thank goodness, but I got, in a lot of trouble for it. So it's oh my gosh, there was a huge buildup. You weren't allowed to release the characters before they did. These are properties that you can't, really do this stuff.
Maybe someday we'll have those problems.
It did drop. It is out there. I actually found out because fans were tagging me. Genshin Impact, and it's Diona. And it is, I guess, a really great character if you're into top tier characters. And you know what that means.
I know.
When the pandemic ends, if I get permission, it would be just so much fun to bring my phone in and say, hey, this is for, Watchtower, and they want to just kind of see behind the scenes a little bit. And if they allow me, absolutely, that would be a lot of fun.
All right, Dina, here's a hypothetical for you. Emmy-Lou Brown breaks out of prison.
Of course.
She's hired as a hench person for another prominent supervillain. Who are you working for? And what other maybe non-Gotham related superhero do you have to fight?
Are you saying she can expand to anime characters? Or
Yeah, sure.
Now that we talked about her, it would be so fun to be part of Harley Quinn's crew. You're in Harley's way, Here, let me move him for you. Let me move him. Oh, look, he's a Batman thing. Okay. And if I wanted to bring in the Superman thing, I would take a long wind up before I threw him. Ha!
If you're working for Harley, that means you got Poison Ivy there with you as well. There we go. The pitch for Harley Quinn season 3 on HBO Max. Just bring Emmy-Lou Brown in.
But would I get along with Ivy, though? Because she's into plants and I'm into animals.
Ivy doesn't get along with mostly anybody, but she tolerates them.
Oh, then we'd get along fine. I would also like to retire to Wonder Woman's Amazon Island, Paradise Islands. I think I'd fit in, or Emmy-Lou would fit in well there.
So Bleach is probably your most notable recurring role. They gave me the name that I can't pronounce.
Yachiru.
A lot of your other voices are, additional voices, and you also did ADR work on some of the direct-to-video Disney sequels like Mulan 2 and Jungle Book 2. Do you find yourself being chosen often as one of the bringing Dina to, or Dina? I keep saying Dina because someone's in the kitchen with you, but
Do I look like I'm in the kitchen?
someone's in the kitchen.
Yeah, with Dina.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Someone's in the bathroom with Dina.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure that James can't cut out too much of this by bringing in references later on in the middle of questions. Do you find yourself being chosen often as one of those bringing Dina to do random background characters kind of people? It seems to probably be a pretty lucrative job in animation.
Now I'm just watching Dina's face get more and more like, excuse me, throughout this whole question.
I'll tell you what, James, you can finish reading it because
Let me spin it in this way. Kevin Conroy has talked a few times about like when they're doing like crowds and you all have to stand around just saying like random syllables to make it combine into
or giggle while things are exploding.
Is that kind of stuff more fun than reading actual lines, I guess? Because I feel like for some reason if I was in the booth I would have more fun just being like, ah! But maybe that's just me.
One of my favorite memorable recording sessions was years ago. We did a kind of a wall of the background stuff for Digimon, and there was a bunch of us in the room. We literally called it the fart and burp session.
Okay.
That sounds exactly like the Digimon I remember.
Oh wait, making these like horrible sounds. We were dying. It was, and the joke was as we walked out of the room, we're like, whoo, someone let a match,
Yeah.
One of the worst was me and two other girls had to do kids giggling for almost 2 hours, and that was a freaking headache. I mean, our heads were like, on Biker Mice from Mars, I was the main female character, Carbine. One of the reasons I got the job, the producer told me, was because during the audition, I'm like, don't make me cut off your tails and shove it up your ass. Get in line, boys. And that wasn't the line.
You can't not have fun voicing Biker Mice from Mars, I would think. So
That was so much fun. It's fun to work. It's really fun. I love it.
we can do Batman Beyond time period with Emmy-Lou, and then she can be like 60 years old, but still just really buff.
Oh, my daddy. He would always tell me, I will move heaven and earth, literally. Let me just get out of my walker. Hold on. Oh, you should talk to Dan. Have him write it.
Yeah.
She can team up with Poison Ivy, or they can
That's
fight.
such a great idea.
I mean, they kind of allude to, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy having something going on, but
Yeah, we don't know Emmy-Lou's stance on all that stuff.
don't worry, I'll stand guard and watch.
Oh, there's a sock on the door. Better not.
I won't touch the knob. I'll just take the door.
You do a lot of voiceover stuff of your own on your own YouTube channel. And so we're here on YouTube at the moment, or we will be in the future. You understand what I'm saying? Where can people find you on YouTube? Tell us about your YouTube channel, what you do.
Dina Sherman Stories and More. All spelled out, no ampersand. This has actually become my passion project. Years ago, one of my ways of giving back to the community was taking my crazy little skills that I have, my toolkit, and reading to underprivileged schools or to local schools and bringing literature to life. Like there's more to it than just the words on the page or the pictures. Having some intensity in what's being said. When this all stopped in March, the world closed down. One of the teachers is like, just send me videos. And I'm like, dude, you can't send videos. They're too big. So within a week, I scrambled and created a YouTube channel and have been uploading wonderful children's stories. Some of them the teachers asked me to do. And recently I've reached out to authors and illustrators, and I've been reading unknown works, which have been wonderful. People from literally all over the world that are watching the videos and learning about new books and hearing stories, and it's helping parents. It's now more than just, entertaining the kids. It's giving a parent a break. kind of assisting in the curriculum in this distance learning world that we're in.
Well, I'm sure that I will utilize your YouTube channel for the next several years, as long as you keep it going. I'd be like, I know her. I talked to her. She does that big farmer girl on the Batman cartoon.
She'll heft you.
Are you guys ready to hear the legend of the dragon with the smelly feet?
My girlfriend once said something which kind of applies. It provides parents a little extra private time for Nookie.
Yeah, just watch Dina. Don't come in here.
Dina's on the TV. Emmy-Lou's watching the door.
Is there anything else you're working on right now that we would like to know about, or the audience would like to know about?
You're
also not bound by NDA for.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I actually am, but I do know I can't talk about it. But are you guys familiar with Mama Named Me Sheriff or Mr.
No.
Apparently, Mr. Pickles has a really nice following on Adult Swim, and they did a spin-off show, Mama Named Me Sheriff, and I play Gloria. I'm in season 2, so it'll come out in January.
The names of the shows made me think it was another like Nick Jr. style thing, so I was like, no, I don't know that. But now that I know it's an Adult Swim thing, I should probably check it out.
This is not.
Everything can be a Nick Jr. show, just depending on how demented you want your child to grow up to be.
When are you expecting?
January 14th.
I like how you forgot it was January halfway through saying January.
March? I think that's how it's pronounced, right? Ted?
Janumember.
No, he was conceived in Janumember.
Okay, never mind. Well, Dina, thank you for being on the show. I'm glad that that's the last thing we talk about. We really appreciate you being here. It's a joy to have any of the people that are involved in the DCAU on the channel.
All I know is it's not every day that a bunch of greasy dudes get to talk to hot woman.
Yes.
That's right.
And on that note, thank you, Dina. It is really nice. It's really fun to have you on here, and I like hearing about all this stuff. Everyone has a different experience. It's all very unique, and I'm only for some reason looking here now, even though we've been talking for an hour and 23 minutes. This is the screen and this is the camera. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for watching.